Hi guys, yes, wonderful people all around the world, my people in America, UK, Canada, Germany, Jamaica, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, and any other part of the world, guys. Welcome and welcome good. This is the Pioneer YouTube channel, and I am underscore priceless coming to you live and direct from Abuja, Nigeria, West Africa. Guys, yes, on today's episode, we are talking about Post Malone and his benevolence and his sheer kind of help. Yes, guys, as the title suggests, you can see, is it necessary to help people in this life? Is it necessary? Yes. Why am I saying this thing on this table? First and foremost, I want to apologize to our South African viewers. Yes, because we are going to talk about South Africa. We use an analogy relating to South Africa and Nigeria. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to hurt anybody's sensibility. And I know we have good South Africans that they are really saying no, what South Africans are doing to Nigeria is wrong. And we still have good Nigerians that are saying what Nigerians are doing also to South Africa is wrong. So Africans, the earlier the better, we realize that our power lies in our strength and power lies in our unity, the better for us. Yes, guys, but before then, let's start the video. Guys, why am I doing this content today? I'm doing this content in relation to the latest things that has been happening on several things that even to me I felt compelled to say that even dog cannot eat it. Why? Because it has to do with what? Claude Joseph and Burundian traveler. Yes, and today I want to ask, and all the other persons Marwa has helped in this life that they've turned against him. Yes, and I'm not saying that Claude Joseph is against Marwa. I'm not saying that Brenda Traveler is against Marwa. But the truth must be told. They've like tried to deviate, so we have to call their attention because sometimes we may think what we are doing is the right thing unless people call our attention and to hear it and let us or point it out to us that this is where we are going wrong, we're erring, this is wrong, this stuff or what we've said mustn't have been said this way or the other way. You understand? So now, you see, Marwa, as we all know, is someone that God has chosen him to help. Is someone that he has this large heart. He's always helping people. But it is unfortunate that the very people he helped, turn out to be against him always. And it baffles me, it makes me to ask this question, is it necessary to help people in this life? Yes, is it necessary to really help people in this life? Take a look at Wodemaya, that is not even anyone, but people are what? According him respect. People are even calling him names, just like what the Burundian traveler has said some years ago by calling Wodemaya African biggest YouTuber. The same thing Claude Joseph did recently by calling Wodemaya African biggest YouTuber. And I've said in yesterday's content or day before yesterday and yesterday's content, Wodemaya is not and he can never be African biggest YouTuber or African most influential YouTuber. He is not. And everybody is entitled to his opinion. But the fact is, even when it comes to number, let's go with numbers, Wodemaya is when compared to some top-notch Nigerian content creators, Wodemaya is learning work. He's learning the rope of leadership or the rope of content creation. So what is he saying? Who is he, by the way? To the point, this is a very person that is helping people, and you guys has the temerity and be saying all those things that you are calling is wrong. You are indirectly, mentally, psychologically taking a swipe at the very first person that has given you the opportunity. Is it even necessary, guys? Is it even necessary? So I don't see why some persons tend to be very mean, wicked, and not allowing everybody to have free access to them. And I've said it time without numbers here because Marwa, because of his kind-heartedness, he allows people to have easy access to him. And whenever people get things on platter of gold or they don't suffer to get things, they take those privileges for granted. They take it for granted. And that is just the truth. They take things for granted. Because most of us, we don't know. Sorry guys, there was a blink in the light. Yes, they took out lights. They just restored it back within some seconds. So guys, as I've said, some of us do take things for granted and we don't prioritize or, hold those things in high esteem because it came on platter of gold and it has gotten its way to us on platter of gold. We thought we can just do things that we felt, we can do it. So it's highly wrong. As I was saying, today we're going to use what? The analogy of what? South Africa and Nigeria. You see, guys, disclaimer, as I've said, South Africa is one of the held African country that has turbulent past in the hands of the white people in South Africa. They've subdued the blacks. They've, everything. They've confiscated everything in the past and even up to now. But Nigeria, as the big brother that Nigeria it is, Nigeria played the role in ensuring that it restored the prestige, the pride of the Africanness in black South Africans. Nigeria single-handedly spent about 61 billion US dollars. We're not talking about naira or rand, South African rand. No, we are talking about what? 61 billion. And we are not talking about thousand. We are not talking about million. We are talking about billion. 61 billion. You can do the mathematics. I know I'm still stretching and emphasizing. Did 61 Nigeria supported South African cause to end the apartheid regime and subjugation in South Africa by what? Doling out 61 billion US dollars to ensure that black South Africans got emancipated. But guys, you can see today, South Africans are the one that loggerheads with Nigerians. They don't want to see Nigerians. They don't want to hear anything good about Nigeria. With the xenophobic attacks, and then the recent case of Chidinma Adesina, whom, by virtue of being given birth in South Africa, she is a South African. Not to even talk of a mom who is a South African with a Nigerian dad. So that qualifies her naturally by birth. She's a South African. But we all know the story, guys. We saw how South Africa, took it upon themselves and in short, they vilified that girl and they coerced her into submission until she, resigned from the contestation of Miss South Africa. Even when she left, a Nigerian invited her over to, partake in the Miss Universe Nigeria. You can see some South Africans are not, because I don't want to say South Africans, it's not all. I know, very good guys, as I've said. This is in no way trying to take a swipe that South Africa is a country. No, we are not, and we can never do that. Yes, but you can see these guys, they went further in trying to just to ensure that they vilify this girl. But you don't know. In as much as there's a drop of Nigerian blood in Chidinma, she's a Nigerian, and that means the characteristic of Nigerians is in her. And one thing I want to assure you guys, let me say this, guys. You can see to the point they went, some South Africans who took their phone, they started ordering boats in Nigeria and cancelling it. And when Nigeria revised back, we now saw how South African government came back and apologized. If not, that beef, that war wouldn't have been ended up till now. There's one thing with Nigerians, nobody is allowed to drag a Nigerian except a Nigerian. Nobody is allowed. I repeat, nobody is allowed to drag a Nigerian. Yes, it's only a Nigerian. Just take example. Look at what the lazy gangs, those my Nigerian sisters are doing with Mawa. But since I've started talking about, have you ever heard them say nonsense about me? Because they know I am a Nigerian like them and I know where to get them. So you don't involve in wars that they are not good. Why am I bringing it? I'm trying to correlate it as an analogy to what is happening with Boss Mawa. Sometimes people that help us, we tend to give them back. We tend to pay them back in bad ways or in bad coins. That is exactly. That's why I bring this issue of South African-Nigerian relationship analogy into this, content. But I know we have what very important South Africans, 9 South Africans, that they are not even happy with what is taking place. They're blaming their people. Likewise, applicable. So why should we, as Africans, always take it upon ourselves? You not see why I'm relating it to Marwa. You not see why I'm saying, is it even necessary to help people? Is it even necessary? Because I don't think most people, when they get things on platter of gold, they don't prioritize it. They take it for granted. And they take to look at the person that gave them the opportunity as a fool. And that is why I have been saying, Mawa, the bottom line of this content, please stop this people-pleasing attitude. I am just like you. But you have to learn how to set boundaries. You have to learn how to be, a strong empath. You need to be a strong empath. If not, people will continue using you. And they will not accord or, put some respect on your name. It's highly, highly wrong. It is high time. Boss, you realize this, the earlier the better. Because this life is not for the faint-hearted. This life is not for the weak. And a human being do not, oh my God, guys, it's still, okay, the light is back again, guys. That's how human beings are. That's how human beings are. When you help human beings, they don't prioritize it. Yes. That's how human beings are, guys. When you help humans, they don't prioritize it. But until you start to be a strong empath, people will not put some respect on your name, Mawa. It is highly wrong. With the mind that is not helping anybody, he's busy chasing people. You can see they are calling him names. They are prioritizing him. Because that is a classic example of how human beings hate psychology works. When you are a good person, people use and dump you. People rub sand into your face. Until you learn to be a tough, strong empath, you will be continually being taken for granted, boss. And it pains us. It pains me. Yes, that's just the truth. It is something I cannot fathom. I cannot, continue watching it happen. It's very bad. So, boss, it is not necessary to help people. Because when you help people, people tend to forget. It's just like feed a human being for 10 years. A human being can forget you in 2 days. But feed a dog in 2 days, a dog can never forget you in 10 years. So that tells you the psychology behind human beings. They've forgotten all this one. What the man has never helped them. But you can hear what the names they were calling him. It's wrong. So it is not necessary. Boss, learn to put boundaries. And I've said, the people that you need to help, it will be difficult for you to help them now. Because you have been helping what toxic and negative people that they don't mean you well. And they are never for you. It's very, very wrong. Guys, wonderful people around the world, people in America, UK, Canada, Germany, Jamaica, United Arab Emirates, Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, Zambia. Yes, my South African people respect. I know we have good South Africans, it's not everybody that is bad. The same thing applicable. We have good Nigerians, it's not everybody that is bad. So wonderful people, African unite, African let's be one voice, African let's be our brothers keepers, because in our forged unity, we will stand to conquer this world. Let's not allow external forces, let's not allow the enemies of Africa to conquer us. Yes, Africa, we are one voice. Let's collaborate, let's work together. South Africa, collaborate with Nigeria. You have a lot to learn. It does, emancipating yourself. So it is not about competition, it is not a game. The same thing, Mawa. Boss, try to set boundaries, boss. That's just it. So wonderful, guys. See us again in our next content. I love us. Bye bye.